Every day, hundreds of freight trains travel across Britain carrying everything from fuel, cars, and even supermarket supplies. In this video, I'm going to talk about each individual rail freight company by looking into what they do, where they go, and even the locomotives that carry these trains from A to B. First up on my list is GB Railfreight. Founded in 1999, GB Railfreight has grown into one of the UK's leading rail freight operators. Today, the company operates a diverse fleet of locomotives, which consists of the Class 47, 57, 59, 66, 69, 73, 92, and the brand new Class 99, which has just completed its first solo operational run after 4 years of planning. GB Railfreight has key terminals located at Peterborough, Doncaster and Tunbridge, to name a few. This allows them to unlock many routes to operate services across the country. They also play a significant role in the UK economy, contributing around £2.4 billion in value. The company has a workforce of around 1,400 employees, looking after around 170 locomotives, 1,800 wagons, to operate roughly 2,000 trains every week. This all adds up to move around 22% of all rail freight in Britain. GB Railfreight's customer base includes major organisations such as Drax, Hitachi, HS2 and Network Rail, amongst many others. This highlights a diverse range of industries that they are involved in. This also coincides with their intermodal sector, linking up with ports such as Felixstowe and London Gateway. However, even with freight being its core business, GB Railfreight are also involved in charter services. Often you'll see them with UK Rail Tours, with whom one of their Class 57 locomotives shares its name. Secondly, they also partake in passenger service operations, such as using their Class 92s with Caledonian sleeper services. You will find that this will highlight a key theme throughout this video, in that there is more to meet the eye once you scratch beneath the surface of these rail freight companies. DB Cargo UK is one of Britain's largest freight operators and is part of the Deutsche Bahn, who are Germany's national rail company. The business expanded into the UK in 2007 when they acquired the well-known EWS, who were then the country's largest freight operator, in a deal worth around £309 million. They operate a fleet that includes Class 60, 66, 67 and 92 locomotives. While many of the Class 60s are now in storage, its Class 66s continue to form the backbone of its daily operations. Several of their Class 67s, however, are leased to Transport for Wales for passenger services, running on their Manchester Piccadilly to Cardiff Central service. DB Cargo's primary maintenance depot is located at Towton, which is where you'll find a lot of their stored Class 60s. This is based near Nottingham, which is one of the most important freight depots in Britain. Its freight network serves major industrial locations such as Immingham, Dollans Moor and Dagenham. Interestingly, DB Cargo is also able to run international freight services through the Channel Tunnel, which is how they utilise their Class 92 locomotives. Interestingly enough, a number of steam charters are operated under DB Cargo's operating licence. This involves many well-known locomotives. To name a few, we have Clanline, Blue Peter, Sir Nigel Gresley, and of course, unsurprisingly to you, Flying Scotsman. Today, DB Cargo operates an average of 225 trains every day, transporting for a whole host of different industries, making it a vital part of Britain's freight industry. Freightliner is one of Britain's oldest and most recognisable freight companies, with its roots dating back to the 1960s. The business began as part of British Rail. In fact, the first Freightliner service ran from London to Leeds in 1965, and interestingly was hauled by a Class 40 locomotive. It only took 7 years for them to celebrate moving its millionth container. This would highlight the rapid growth of rail freight in Britain, and I do wonder what that figure stands at today. Following privatisation, Freightliner became an independent operator in 1996 and has continued to expand in both the UK and in mainland Europe, including countries like Poland and Germany. Today, Freightliner operates a fleet of Class 66, 70 and 90 locomotives, adding up in total to be around 90 locomotives in total. The company has major freight terminals at Southampton Docks, Trafford Park in Manchester, Midland Road in Leeds, and Lawley Street in Birmingham, amongst others across the country. Every year, Freightliner moves around 790,000 containers annually and boasts an average terminal turnaround time of just 30 minutes. This allows them to keep efficient and keeps their services running at the frequency that they currently do. Its network serves key destination points including Tunstead Quarry, Tilbury, Wembley Receptions and Basford Hall in Crewe. It's worth saying that Freightliner remains a key part of the intermodal sector and plays a vital role in keeping Britain's supply chains moving. Colas is one of the country's leading providers of railway infrastructure services. The company became a licensed operator in 2006 and has continued to expand its presence across the UK, particularly through its acquisition of specialised tamping machines for track maintenance. Its fleet comprises of Class 37, 43, 56, 66, 67 and 70 locomotives. Colas also works closely with Network Rail, using its Class 37s and converted Class 43 HST power cars on track maintenance surveys across the UK. The company has major operational bases in Rugby and Derby, with additional facilities at Newark and in Carlisle. This allows Colas to support projects nationwide. Recently, Colas has secured a multi-year contract on the East Coast Main Line to operate the well-known Thunderbird services, and it also takes part in the annual need for railhead treatment trains during the autumn leaf-fall season. Colas employs more than 1,300 people, ensuring the railway remains ready and safe for the future. As a fun fact, my dad is one of these employees and works as a train driver. 2 of these clips even feature my dad driving, this one being one of them. DC Rail is one of Britain's specialist rail freight operators since its formation in May 2011. They form part of the Kappa Group, a leading engineering and infrastructure business. DC Rail operates its own freight terminal at Wembley and runs a fleet of Class 56 and 60 locomotives, providing heavy haulage. They play an important part in supporting huge construction projects, with services linking Merehead and Tiverington quarries to Quainton for HS2, as well as operational services towards Greenwich Peninsula and Derby. Every train operated by DC Rail removes the equivalent of around 55 HGVs from Britain's roads. Although smaller than other freight operators, DC Rail is established in showing how every part of the industry is important in supporting major infrastructure and construction projects nationwide. Next up, we have Direct Rail Services, or probably better known as just DRS. They are unique compared to other operators as they are publicly owned. DRS are very well known for operating the UK's nuclear flask trains, which comes with some of the strictest safety standards in the entire rail industry. DRS also operates the Tesco container trains that carry goods around the UK, particularly on routes like from Daventry and to Moss End. The company's fleet includes the Class 66, 68 and 88 locomotives. This extends into passenger work, with some of their Class 68s being leased for Chiltern Railways. Other routes include to Sellafield and Dungeness for nuclear workings, and depots are also set up at Carlisle Kingmore, Crewe Gresty Bridge and Motherwell depots. This, however, just goes to show the variety in freight work and can extend into every corner of every industry. However, what you will notice is that DRS's history They did also have Mark III and Mark II coaching stock that they used to use for other passenger workings, as well as Class 20 and Class 37 locomotives. Commonly known as ROG, Railway Operations Group have operated since 2014, specialising in rolling stock movements transporting both new and the relocation of existing units, otherwise maybe going for scrap. More recently, they have been working the Class 455 removals as they came to the end of their working life. Traditionally consisting of Class 37s, they have recently invested in brand new Class 93 tri-mode locomotives with the aim for faster freight workings, and so far have done well operationally on their own. Although smaller, ROG's specialised work brings in around 50 million of annual revenue. Whenever a new train or existing trains need to be moved, there is a good chance that Rail Operations Group are behind the operation. So that concludes this video. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the UK's freight industry in more detail. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video as we head down the line.